Welcome back to the Future Self podcast.
It was hard for a while to trust myself. I wasn't in control. I wasn't. I was still very successful financially. I could travel the world, buy nice things, looked after my family, paid for their rent, things like that. But because I wasn't mentally right because of what I was going through in my personal life, I wasn't in control. I was a bit of a danger hazard essentially. I didn't see at one point any future for me as a person, which is quite dark. It's
Yeah.
quite weird. So I'm going off topic here a little bit. I think because I've been at the bottom of the pit and I've surrendered, and I said to myself, all right, like you can't go any lower, even though I had visual success in society. If your personal life and you're not coping well, it can get to the point where you are suicidal if you've lost people around you. You think that's it, enough's enough. And I think I got to that point where I don't think I could go any lower. So I don't really judge people for things they do anymore, because I've been at that low. For me, like I'm just, yeah, I surrendered, and then I feel like my ego, in a specific way, has been beaten up and killed so many times. Um, I have a different type of outlook on life, I would say, than quite quite a lot of people.
Maybe a confronting question to be asked, but it's
Mm,
something like anyone who goes through big struggle or really
mm,
get to the lowest of lows, I always get curious about why not give up?
mm.
Like, why not, when you're in that position, go, fuck this, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, like, that's it. What allowed you to?
Well, I kind of did give up. I think that was it. I think I did give up, but I felt like I got a second chance, and I've got the scars today from what I did to myself, the abuse I did. I'm still living with the scars now, health wise. So I feel like I got a second chance because I think I pushed myself that far. I knew if I did this specific act, there was gonna be potentially no return, but I'm still here. So I feel it was meant to be. And I had a conversation with one of my younger brother's therapists after he died, and this is another thing that woke me up. I said, "Just help me out, like give me something that's going to inspire me to keep going." And she said, "Well, I'll tell you. I had a guy who died, and then his brother killed himself like a month later, and it just sank in. I thought, wow, I can't do that to my family. I can't do that to my mom." And then from on, a few things have happened from then that actually made me realize and shook me up a little bit. I felt like I was very selfish, and it's a difficult act, isn't it? Suicide. To think, is it a selfish act? And I've pondered on it for many hours, days, potentially. But I think because I got to that point and I kind of did something that pushed that boundary, now I'm still here. Um, I see it as a blessing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Mm, yeah. And even with the mindset I've got and how strong I am, something grabs hold of you, it'll bring down the strongest people.
Fuck, man, you just gave me goosebumps from
Yeah,
my fucking head
yeah.
completely below. I don't know how comfortable you are to talk about
Mm.
that topic.
No, I'm very comfortable. I always talk about it because it helps me.
Well, I feel like I'm thinking of so many of my listeners, regular listeners that have
Mm.
been in that position or are in that position now. How do you, I don't want to, I'm not trying to put onto you like
It's fine,
methods and
honestly.
steps, right? But how did you pull yourself out of that? You said you took a course of action that you still have the scars for now. If you're
Yeah.
wanting to share that, go for it. But how do you then resurrect or move forwards from a second chance like that?
Well, for me, it's fitness. Fitness is the key. It's the the gateway drug to success, like the habits, the rituals, the disciplines, training in the gym. That's why I train so hard, because I've got those scars. I've still got those demons over me, that I need the breath work, I need the ice baths, I need the sauna, I need the healthy nutrition, I need the positive environment. Like being out in the open for me is essential. Your environment's very, very key for your mental health. And I learned from what he went through, and all the, I put a post up yesterday, I put into ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you stop me from being successful?
Yeah.
And the things that were on there, I could relate with my little brother. For the times when he was down and in the dumps and at his lowest, he wasn't in the gym, he wasn't eating right, he was eating shitload of sugar, he was always in dark rooms, the blinds were closed. And it's because I've been through it. I know how to get yourself out of that. If you've been through something, you're the best person to help someone else who's going through that as well. And that's what we do with coaching, isn't it?